On the line, we have the one and only Tom Gamble from In-Game Sports here to talk some Friday Night Lights. How are you this morning, sir?
I'm doing great. And now that Bridget is back, my morning, my Friday, my heading into the weekend, it's complete.
Ta-da! I knew you missed me. I missed you.
Well, I'm sure you did. And I know a group of people that didn't. Those who take your direction.
Well, we will get into that here in a little bit. But let's talk about the Skyline Chili Crosstown Showdown presented by Mercy Health, Orthopaedics, and Sports Medicine, and Meyer. We've got your last one of the season happening tonight.
Yeah, how about that? The last regular season game in Northern Kentucky. And last week we had Indian Hill hosting Reading. Reading rallied to defeat the Braves, which was a great game in not great conditions weather-wise. Hopefully weather's better tonight, but you're right. Newport Central Catholic is at Beechwood tonight. Now, this is a great kickoff at 7:30 in Fort Mitchell. Everything Showdown-related at X-Town Showdown. Let me give you a couple quick numbers. Beechwood has won 17 straight games. They won state last year in Class 2A. 4 of the last 5 years, they've won a state championship. 15 overall. They've won 17 straight games, but how about this? They're 9-0 this year. Only one team, Dixie Heights, they lost by 7, did Dixie, to Beechwood, has come within 20 of Beechwood this year. They're the most dominant team in Northern Kentucky without question. Now, Newcastle a couple years ago beat them. This is a long-standing rivalry. They both used to be Class A. Now Beechwood's Class AA. But it should be a great one tonight. Newcastle at Beechwood. Beechwood going for an undefeated regular season. They are the prohibitive favorite in Class 2A along with Lexington Christian. So we'll see what happens tonight. Cam Herget, Kentucky Mr. Football, his last regular season game tonight. So hopefully it's a close game because Newcastle on a little bit of a winning streak, but not Beechwood-esque.
Right. So that's good. That sounds like a fun matchup. And we start the first week of the Ohio playoffs this week, right?
You would be correct, sir. And so Kentucky starts next week. Indiana's in week 2. So a little shout-out love to the juggernauts that are East Central. They're at Mooresville, Lawrenceburg. They're at Greensburg. Week 2, they're both trying to make another long run in the postseason. But, yeah, Ohio starts tonight with Divisions 1 through 4, Divisions 5 through 7 play on Saturday night. Now, Nick, I got to be honest with you. I'm not enamored with the expansion of the football playoffs. And let me give you a quick one. In Division 1, Region 4, which is essentially the large schools in greater Cincinnati, how about the matchup tonight with Oak Hills against Moeller? Oak Hills is 0-10.
They're 0-10.
7-3. 0-10, that's correct. So what they did is it was previously 8, then COVID, they redirected, expanded a little bit. This year, 16 teams across all the regions. It's crazy. I mean, so basically now everybody will argue with me and say, well, everybody in basketball and all the other sports gets in. They shouldn't get in either. But it's worse in football. Well, they shouldn't. I mean, you shouldn't be winless and make the playoffs. You should have to earn it. But
I'm not disagreeing. I don't think that everybody deserves a trophy or orange slices after the game. Like, suck it up, Buttercup.
Right. Or wait a minute, what about forming the bridge that your kid can run under in youth sports? No, I never did that, never will. But here's the problem. In football, there's more of an inherent injury risk. I mean, you've got lopsided matchups, right? You've got where it's not only a risk to the team that's probably going to get pounded, it's also a risk to the team. How are you supposed to play at half speed?
Sure.
And how do you decide, like, you want to keep your guys ready for the next week? I don't know. To me, you should have to earn it. I don't see anything wrong with 8. The top 8 make it. The top 4 get the host first round. I know a lot of people say, well, the state's trying to make more money. Are they really? Are people really going to these games? I don't know, but there's just too many teams. That's just my opinion. So in Indiana, 9-game regular season, everybody makes it. In Kentucky, almost everybody, because it's based on district play and geographics in the state, which is weird because it doesn't break down. And now in Ohio, we're trying to give group hugs to everybody. I wish they'd go back and minimize the number of teams that get in. Make you earn it.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're all on the same page on this one.
It loses some of that luster, like we're a playoff team if everybody makes the playoffs.
Exactly.
It's stupid. But
now coaches, everybody said we'll do it, and then everybody will be more willing to play everybody because, of course, prior to this, a lot of schools wouldn't play because they use the computer ratings and they, wanted to make sure they got a number of wins. I don't know. To me, kids want to be challenged. They always tell you Coaches ought to listen to what they preach.
Yeah.
To be the best, you got to beat the best, right? Attention to detail and all that, yet they don't do it.
I agree. Competition breeds greatness, and when you're playing the best, you have to play to that level. I don't know why people don't understand that, but let's look at some of the games that are worth watching in the playoffs right now.
Well, there's a unique one in Region 4, and that's Coleraine at Elder. I mean, and that just happened to shake down that way. This Elder team, doesn't have an Elder usual record, but their schedule's been brutal. I mean, all their losses are to essentially juggernauts. Colerane's only 5-5, but they've got a winning defense, so they'll play at the Pit tonight. That's really the most unique one. Fairfield hosting Mason. That's a GMC game from the regular season. And there are some others. I want to see how Kings does. They're 10-0 and undefeated. LaSalle has lost 4 games, but they're a threat in Region 8. Turpin's at Winton Woods, a rematch of the regular season game. And I'll be keeping an eye, Nick, on your Baden Rams.
Hell yeah.
Really, really good. Last week they went to McNicholas, had a double-digit win. So there's a lot of teams. Wyoming goes in with an undefeated record. Now in Northern Kentucky tonight, besides New Camp Beechwood, here's a good one. 7-2 Ryle at 6-3 Covcath. Dixie Heights and Scott play tonight. And Bishop Brosser trying to go 10-0. So anytime you go 10-0 at any class, any level, that's an impressive feat.
Very much so. And since she's back, she's had a bye week for the last 2 weeks. Let's see if Bridget can get us to the game this evening.
Well, here's the deal. I'm lobbing a softball here. Kings went 10-0. So let's give the Kings some love. They host Lima Senior tonight. Kings is the 2 seed behind Pickwood, Region 8. How do we get to Kings High School and Knight Stadium?
Oh
boy, come on.
I'm really trying to think of where that is.
Think about the name of the high school.
Right, Kings.
You're not helping.
King. There's
Kings Island, like Mason. So 71. I'm just gonna.
And then I think
I'm gonna roll the dice and say, get off at the Fields Erdel exit.
No.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. So we go down to another crashing defeat. Yes.
I mean, really, I went totally blank.
Kings Mills Mason exit. Go to the end of the exit. Make a right. Go to a street called Columbia Road. Turn right, and guess what you'll see? Kings High School.
You know what? I totally deserve a bashing on this one.
Well, let me tell you what. This one, and what has really disappointed me this year is you usually kind of try to get me there by making references to taverns and establishments like that. You haven't pulled one of those out.
You are 100% correct. I have totally been off my game, and today has been the worst showing yet.
Oh,
yeah, that was bad. I mean, the fact that you didn't even know the general vicinity.
You know what? Everybody can have a brain fart from time to time. Back up.
Every week.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh, would you look at the time? As always, Gamble, it has been my pleasure.
Hey, don't forget, how about them Bearcats and how about those Bengals, right?
Yeah, if the UC needs to win big to keep that number 2 ranking after that scare at Navy, and then Bengals should just roll over this Jets team. I know you're not supposed to overlook any opponent, but they're banged up with injuries. The Bengals defense is amazing. They should just literally eat these people alive on Halloween.
Right.
And it's crazy.
Two quick things for you on the Bengals. Their quarterback for the Jets this week is someone named Mike White. Now, he did play at Western Kentucky, but the Jets just lost in the NFL by 50.
Yeah, it's bad.
That's all you need to know.
That is all
Bridget,
you need to know.
As always, I'm thrilled that you're back and you're able to help people because you're such a giving person.
I really am.
Everybody get out there, enjoy some high school football tonight. Hope the weather holds off, and we'll chat about it next week. It'll start to pick up in competition. So I look forward to you guys having a great weekend, and we'll talk to you next Friday morning.
Thanks, Gamble.